Static headlines crawl, red string on a bedroom wall. Every name that we can't say out loud still hangs in the air like a storm cloud. Secret flights on midnight planes, they scrub the logs, they change the names. Smiling on our TV screens, their teeth drip through the in-between. Epstein files in a locked up drawer, black ink spilled over every door. Just a rumor till it hits the floor. How much can you hide before it's war? Burn the quiet files, turn the whispers into trials. If the truth is such a threat, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Raise your hands, deny every scripted lullaby. If the truth is just a lie they fed, what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of?
What's going on, everybody? I feel like I haven't seen a lot of you guys in a while. Just took last week off as well, and so I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. It's hard to believe that we're at 902 subscribers, guys. We're getting really close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. So let's try and get there. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate you guys watching, and kind of just allow me to take some time off on Wednesdays and get some things done I needed to get done. So I jumped on a little early tonight because I was just excited to get into the show and finally got a clean bill of health, not coughing all over the place anymore. So appreciate you guys being here. Franklin, Skitter, Vincent, Mystery Box. I think Mystery Box, isn't that you, David? I think it is. Trevor, how are you doing? It's good to see you guys. So tonight we're going to do the Bigfoot stuff has really been the most popular thing on this channel so far. And so we're going to do more of that as well. But tonight I wanted to do, kind of dive back into something that has interested me. You guys probably remember this. It was the 2024 Miami Bayside Mall alien incident. It's kind of a big conspiracy theory about this. So it was January 1st, 2024. Something happened at Miami Mall that the internet still can't explain. Hundreds of police flooded Bayside Marketplace. The videos vanished. Witnesses claim they saw towering shadow-like beings moving through the chaos. The official story says it was just a fight between teenagers. But tonight, we're diving into why so many people believe there's more to this story. The Bible says there will be signs, deception, fear, and confusion in the last days. Then suddenly, one night in Miami, thousands online began asking the same question. What did people really see at the Bayside Marketplace? Now listen, I'm not here to tell you aliens invaded Miami, but I am here to ask questions because the police response, the witness statements, and the viral footage, they just don't sit right with a lot of people, including myself. So if you guys have heard about this, let me know in the comments if this is something that you remember. Like I said, this was in 2024. So yeah, I kind of had forgotten about this too. And then a while back, we did the Las Vegas alien encounter, and this was kind of around the same time that this happened. And there's quite a few different theories about this and explanations, some logical and some not so logical. So we're definitely going to look at some of those. But what have you guys been up to? Like I said, I feel like it's been a month, but it's only been a week. But I hope you guys have been watching our Friday episodes that drop. We've had some great guests, really great guests. All of them have been great, but the past few weeks have been really great as well. And so hope you guys have tuned in. I've got a kind of a special one coming out Friday for you. It's actually my mother. It's an encounter she had, and I actually didn't know that she had this encounter until she jumped in the chat one night when we were doing a live show, and she shared it. Some of you guys were there. You probably remember that. So she's going to talk about that. We're going to get her on camera. So excited for that. So hope you guys will check that out this coming Friday. We've been playing with our times on Fridays, so just bear with us. Actually, it's I think last week we dropped pretty late the episode, and we actually got a lot of traction doing that. So we might end up doing another kind of late show on Friday. So just bear with us as we're playing with the algorithm and the different times. So yeah, glad to be back, Vincent. Glad to see you guys here. So it's crazy. It's just been a week. Disciple of Christ. What's going on, man? You think my brother's an alien? That's funny. You never know. Might be from a different world, man. So I hope you guys are doing good. So like I said, tonight it's all about aliens and especially this Miami mall. So what actually happened? So again, this was January 1st, 2024, not that long ago, in the Bayside Marketplace in Miami. The police response to this was massive. There was I think the whole department showed up. I can't remember exactly. There was over 70 plus police cruisers and officers. And kind of the reports are that, what the police are trying to say is that this was just a bunch of teenagers fighting, shooting off fireworks. People thought there was gunshots, but there's more to the story. And that's kind of what we're going to look at with, shadowy figures, like massive shadowy figures. And there was some videos. I don't know if you guys remember, there was some pretty decent videos that came out. They're hard to find. I had a heck of a time finding any videos on this. So we've got a few, and we'll look at those later together. And you guys tell me what you think. If you think it's AI created, if you think it's real, it's definitely interesting no matter what. So what was the big deal? There's obviously with a lot of these things, guys, there's a lot of blurry videos. They're saying that people are saying that their phones and videos were disappeared. They're saying that they were told to wipe their phones clean. I've got one pretty good. Supposedly I've got a narrative from a police officer who recently came out and shared some more details of this. He was scared to do so, and he's finally kind of came out and shared some more about this, which kind of raises your eyebrow and makes this even more interesting. So we can kind of dive into it. So there's a few stories that people I read online. There's a few stories of eyewitness accounts, people who were there at the mall shopping, doing different things, and kind of what they experienced. And so I'm going to read one of those to you guys in just a second. Let's see here. Hey, Phyllis, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Jeremy, how are you doing, Jeremy? Hope you're doing well. Let's see, multi super Kale. Appreciate you being here and hanging out with us tonight. So Ashes, good to see you as well. So I think, like you said, some of you guys remember this. So if you have any, anything you remember about this, please share it in the comments because it's definitely a very interesting deal. Allison, hey, how are you doing? Glad to have you here. So this is kind of a story from, like I said, an eyewitness. It's a little lengthy, so you guys bear with me. I may pause and jump back into the comments for a second, but this guy says that he was at the Bayside Marketplace on New Year's Day. To those of you who don't know, something unexplainable happened that night. Something that the authorities covered up and put off as teens starting a riot. While I wish that were the case, it's far from the truth. I don't know if putting this out there is the best idea, but I can't hold my tongue any longer. You see, I'm a construction worker in the Miami area. While I don't have any children of my own, I have a little sister who means the world to me. She's an honor student with straight A's who's about to go off to university. While I spent my youth staying in trouble, she studied hard, and before she leaves, I wanted to do something nice for her. That evening when I got off work, I planned to go to the mall and buy her a nice handbag. Little did I know, something happened there that changed my entire life. As I pulled into the parking lot, the moon shined bright in the sky. Cars were parked as far as the eye could see. Though this was nothing new, as places like this constantly stay packed. I walked in, still wearing my dirty uniform with my name tag printed on the chest. People filled the floor, shopping and celebrating the new year with friends. I wasn't much of a shopper, so I planned to grab the bag and go. I walked into the store and saw many purses they had in stock. Some wore price tags that climbed into the tens of thousands. While I did admire my genius little sis, I didn't love her that much. I could feel the eyes on me as I looked around. This place was usually for a higher class of people, but regardless, I found one that was within a reasonable price range. It was white, had one of those famous designer names embroidered onto it. It seemed perfect for a nice looking young girl like her. I grabbed it and walked over to the register to pay. The woman had a look in her eye like she was afraid to touch me, but it didn't matter. I was proud of my sister, and she deserved to be rewarded. After she bagged the purse up, I was ready to leave. But that's when it happened. I saw people running in droves, their faces filled with terror and shock. Not looking back, no matter what, I walked into the confusion to see what was going on. That's when I saw them, strange, shadow-like creatures walking through the mall. There were about 5 of them, and they all had to be at least 12 feet tall, all slinking around like creatures from a sci-fi film. With a fight or flight response, I turned to join the crowd in running, dropping my sister's purse like it was yesterday's trash. As I began running, one of those creatures towered above me. I stood frozen in terror. The entity looked down on me with purple orb-like eyes. Before I knew it, I began to float up into the air. The strange being lifted me high enough to match eyes with it. The smog-like substance it seemed to be made of began flooding my mouth and nose. I thought I was a goner, but oddly enough, I could still breathe. In my head, however, my mind began playing my thoughts like a movie. From my childhood all the way to my adult years, all the good, the bad, I relived it all in a single moment. First, I thought it was my life flashing before my eyes, but I soon realized that this being was watching with me, learning everything it could, even going through my darkest and most vulnerable thoughts. After what seemed like forever, I was placed safely back on the ground. I then stood in shock as a smoky creature slinked away and disappeared, joining the other creatures that had invaded the sprawling shopping center. Once it was over, I sprinted out of the mall, honestly feeling violated and terrified by this whole experience. Outside, cop cars lined the streets in an unbelievable turnout. There was no doubt in my mind they had to be preparing for war in an attempt to protect and drive these horrible invaders away. But sadly, I'd be sorely mistaken. As time passed, I began to hear them talking about a riot being started, that a bunch of teenagers were throwing fireworks and fighting. I was naturally confused. They were never any rowdy kids. There weren't any fireworks either, just ungodly beings not from this world. Why were they trying to hide it? I would attempt to talk to several officers, but they didn't want to hear it. They all blew me off and looked at me like I was insane. After a few days passed, things only got worse. The media had completely blamed this on teenagers, with everyone making jokes about what really happened. I even heard of people's phones being confiscated before videos could be posted. Meanwhile, I had to start going to therapy as the nightmares I had became unbearable. In my dreams, I would be wandering aimlessly through a barren and cold world. It was filled with the same gigantic smoke-like beings. I watched them creep around, feeling like I was trapped. Every morning, I would wake up in a cold sweat, terrified, but thankful that I was at home. I told my therapist about this, but he tried searching for a more logical explanation, saying that maybe I fell and hit my head during all the confusion, but that's not what happened. I will never forget what I saw that day. The media and everyone can believe what they want, but I know what I saw. I've never believed in stuff like this, but it was real, and I fear every day that I might run into one of those things again. Not just that, but I shudder every time I recall that entity invading my mind. If anyone out there isn't afraid, share your story. They can't hide the truth forever. So apparently that's, like I said, an eyewitness' encounter when he was there in that mall. So what do you guys think about that? That was it's pretty terrifying to think about something invading your mind and kind of watching it with you like a movie. That's definitely terrifying. Figgy, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Yeah, no, hey, I'm with you. I do too. I think there's a lot of things that it's easy to pass somebody off as maybe crazy or insane. But when you hear a lot of stories like this from different people and different all over the world, and maybe not necessarily in a mall or like this guy's story, but when you hear things like this, a lot of alien encounters, uh, alien craft, things like that. There's a lot of similar stories out there. So, Sophia, how are you doing? It's good to see you. Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. I'm definitely glad to be back and doing a show with you guys. So, uh, believe it or not, I kind of missed the whole going live and hanging out with you guys. Like I was telling somebody earlier, it felt like a month, but it was only just a week. Catherine, how are you doing? Yeah, there's a lot of folks in the chat that'll jump in and out, and so a lot of good people. So I'm glad you're part of this community with us. So what I got here, I'm going to show you guys kind of a video clip that I found. Like I said, there's not much out there that I could really find on this. Um, and the theory behind that, or the conspiracy behind that, is that this was a wipe from the internet. And so apparently there was some original footage, and I guess it's basically impossible to find at this time. It's too bad when it first happened, I didn't try to find some stuff and save it. So you guys tell me what you think about this. Apparently there was a guy that was on a balcony like across the street from where this mall is, and he was pointing down. You can see all the police cars, and they said you can see this figure like 7 foot tall. People who think this is fake, they say, well, this is multiple cops like moving together, and it looks like it's one 7 foot tall being. But I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Check this out.
Tree line breathing.
Wrong video. Sorry. So that was kind of quick. It's a short clip. So if you guys are on a phone, you may want to make sure that you're not just looking at the chat. Zoom in a little bit. And I'm going to play this a couple times so you guys can get a better look at it. So in the video, it kind of circles and highlights something moving. Let me see here. Played it a few times. I know it's kind of fast. It's a short clip, but I hope you guys got a chance to see that. Trevor, you think that video is fake, or the whole thing was fake? Yep, Skitter, it's always good to see. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, check out some of our older videos. We do a live show every Wednesday, and we kind of do different things, from conspiracies to aliens to Bigfoot. We'll talk about a lot of different things. So on our live show, and then we have guest episodes on Fridays that are pre-recorded. You think the whole thing? Yeah, we're going to get into that. There's actually some speculation on this whole thing being fake. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I haven't really had a chance to dive too much into fact or fiction. I'm going to leave that up to you guys to decide whether you believe this whole thing was real or not. But it did make quite the hype back when this happened. It was all over different news outlets, especially social media. Let's see. That was a scary story. That one seemed very well crafted, but it could be possible there's other accounts. Yeah, there's definitely a handful of different accounts, and there's just not a ton out there. That's the thing that makes you question whether was the whole thing real or not, because there's not a lot. But the part of that theory is that a lot of this was scrubbed from the internet, and we'll get some more into that. So yeah, I'll play it again, Figgy. Here you go. Check this out. I know it's short, but just try to zoom in on your phone or whatever you're watching on. Do it again. you can see kind of like a pretty large figure or something moving in that video. So it's definitely, yeah, there's definitely some weird creatures out there. That's your story? What do you mean, like the yeah. No, I mean the Miami Mall incident, like I said, there's a lot of people, it's like 50-50. A lot of people believe it happened, a lot of people don't. Um, so you guys, when the Miami PD they sent over about 1,000 cops. And remember the call that they got, and they got a lot of calls that night. And I tried to find some of the audio of this, but it's really kind of challenging to do. When the cops were called, their main complaint was there was teenagers that were rioting and shooting fireworks in the mall. Some people reported gunshots, and so there was a huge response. Like I said, about 1,000 cops, almost the whole department. And there's some video of this where it's like a whole block or 2 blocks or more of just cop cars. It's pretty wild. And so, whatever you guys think about 4chan, whether it's legit or not, there was a cop who was on the scene that night, and he dropped some real-time details that never really made it into the official story. So there's speculation on, is this even legitimate or not? But I want to read it to you guys, and I want you guys to let me know if it is real. It's definitely very, very interesting. So let me get this pulled up here. It's kind of small, so I'm going to have to zoom in on my. So it says here, I was a responding officer during the Bayside Mall incident. Or to some of you, you might know it as the Miami Mall alien incident or something along those lines. I've told absolutely no one at all, not officially, not even my wife. I would have been putting her in danger if I did, but that isn't a problem anymore. I won't go into the useless detail on why, but it just doesn't matter anymore if I talk about this anywhere. All I ever told her about that day was that there was crowd panic, nothing serious. Just told her the same story that the news went with. Just teenagers setting off fireworks. Some were drunk, starting fights with people, and they caused mass panic. That's what we were told to say. That's what they wrote in the report we all signed. I've signed a lot of BS reports in my years, but that one felt like swallowing a razor. I was already downtown that night before the incident happened. I got called in real early because of the fireworks complaints and crowd noise. It was New Year's after all, and Bayside gets rowdy for those who don't know. It isn't the kind of place you'd swing by casually to relax. I was posted just a block off, can't really read this street name, when the first 911 report came in. The call was pretty garbled, to tell the truth. Someone was just ranting something about people collapsing in the food court. I think it was a middle-aged woman. It sent me and my patrol partner Torres in to check on what was happening. Dispatch just kept calling it a disturbance when talking to us, but something in the voice didn't match the language. She sounded off somehow, but I'm not sure how to fully explain that. Too calm, maybe, or too slow. Torres picked up on it pretty quickly, too. We joked about it at first. Maybe dispatch had one too many mimosas, he said, but the joke didn't land. The closer we got, the quieter the city felt. I don't mean the usual full between like fireworks. I mean quiet, like the sound had been scoped out of the air. If you live here, you know this is a busy place, so a total absence of noise is strange. I remember walking up the steps in the plaza and seeing kids running, but not screaming. Some of them looked like they didn't even know why they were running. Others were frozen in place, twitching like they were glitching out, eyes wide, mouths open like they wanted to scream but forgot how. Torres went up ahead of me first. I stayed closer to the edge of the crowd. That's when I saw the first body that day. The guy was male, maybe mid-20s at most from what I could tell. He was slumped against a pillar like he sat down and just never got back up again. His hands were covered in blood, but not from any wounds I could see. It was like it had just, I don't know, leaked out of his skin, maybe. He had some on his face too, so maybe he used his hands to try and stop a nosebleed or something. I leaned into him and checked for a pulse. He was cold, but his eyes were open, and not like a dead open either. It honestly looked like he was still awake, like he died mid thought. I remember all of this vividly, every single little detail, because it's all I can think about anymore. When you think about something that much, you just can't help but retain those small details. The moment I radioed for backup, my comms crackled. I heard the crackle of static followed by that high pitched E tone you get before feedback, except it didn't stop. Um, it dug into my it dug into my jaw like dental drills and really made my teeth hurt. Torres's voice came through, but it was kind of distorted. It seemed strange because usually there would never be any kind of interference around here. So our equipment's checked thoroughly before our shifts. I think he said something like, "Don't come up here," but the feed died before I could connect with him. I looked around, that's when I noticed the glass. The storefronts, every last one of them, were covered in this fine film, like condensation, but wrong. It looked more like the inside of a freezer after doors been left open too long. Some of them had patterns forming in the fog, swirls and spirals, looking almost like math symbols, like fingerprints made by something that didn't have fingers. The people still inside were standing still. By now, they weren't hiding or screaming or anything like that. They were just standing. Some of them looked like they were in between something. So that's page one, guys. There's more to it, but I'm going to take a small break and jump back into the chat for a second. What do you guys think so far, though? Like I said, supposedly this is a officer's story. He finally decided to come out and share it. So I wish it was on video, but unfortunately it's not. When you have 30 college kids in the middle of the wilderness, see two UFOs moving in the sky. Yeah, Skitter's got some great stories. He shared a lot of those with us, kind of on and off. And I know he's been on other channels sharing some stuff too. And so, yeah, Skitter's a great guy. He's got a lot of crazy stories and stuff that's happened to him through his life. Fallen angels, spiritual forces of evil. The government knows of much of this. We will know soon enough. Yeah, I do think we're going to know something really soon, Sophia. I'm with you on that. I think disclosure is coming, whether we like it or not. So, yeah, and that's really what a lot of this is believed. And so, with the multiple reports and the people that are, saying this is real, there's some eyewitness accounts we're going to listen to as well here shortly. I've got some of those on video, and like I said, at the end of this, you guys can be the determining factor whether you believe this is a real story that happened or not. But it's definitely interesting. I'm going to go back to Skitter's comments. I missed what he said. Oh, yeah, he said, "I saw a silent black massive triangle drift over me in 1978. The TR3B type, Walmart size." Yeah, Skitter, I think you've shared this with us again one time, but you should definitely, we're going to do a call-in portion of the show here shortly. You should definitely call in and share that again, Skitter, because it's such a great encounter. And there's a lot of people who've seen UFOs like that are solid black, massive, like football-sized fields. I've talked to, at least 10 people who've told me a very similar story when they've seen one. It's like the night sky. You can look up and you can see all the stars. And then when they look up and see this thing, it's nothing but blackness. And you can't even see the stars beyond it or anything. So it's definitely wild. So the guy that was there and saw it too freaked. Yeah, I don't blame you. I would have left pretty quickly too, especially something that large. No, he says it never happened. He's probably in denial, Skitter. He probably just, you don't probably, some people don't want to share that kind of encounter because of the fear of what other folks will think or, label you as crazy or something like that. Yeah, we're happy that you're here, Multi. And I think you're going to like this community. There's a great community, and everybody that comes in here, a lot of folks, they show up weekly. We just appreciate everybody being here. So I used to walk home in a very small town at night in Colorado mountains. When we do our call-in portion, you should definitely call in and share that. And also, you should definitely email me later. I'll put my email on the screen, but it's strangeconspiracies88, and then it's at gmail.com. Love to talk to you on the phone, and maybe we can share your story on a pre-recorded episode. We're always looking for new guests. Dr. Stephen Greer said that the government would use a fake alien invasion. Yeah, I think that's part of Project Bluebeam, right? So there's Project Bluebeam, for those of you guys who aren't aware of it or what it is. To all the things that I've ever read, it is a real program. And it's basically where they use holographic or hologram type images that look real. And they use that for different things, but one of them is to fake an alien invasion. I think even the military has the ability to show aircraft in the sky, but it's not a real aircraft. It's just a hologram, like a holographic image. It's kind of like when you go to if you guys ever been to a concert, and like for instance, Stagecoach, just not too long ago, Justin Bieber had a holographic representation of him as a child, and he like hugged it. It looks so real. It's kind of creepy how they can do that. I think they did one with Tupac too at one time. So that stuff is very lifelike, very real. Yeah, there's definitely a possibility of that for sure. Yeah, I'd rather see a UFO than the actual beings behind it for sure. I've actually never seen any of that. So that's why I think, hearing and talking to you guys, I've always been a believer, but I've never had encounters like that. And so it definitely opens my eyes more when there's lots of people who say the same stories to some degree. Some are a little different, some are, but thanks, Franklin, for sharing that. That's the email right there, strangeconspiracies88 at gmail.com. I'm not familiar with that. I'm definitely have to check that out. Is that a novel, or is that something online that I could check out? I think they can shapeshift also into human-like figures. Yeah, there's a lot of folks who believe in the aliens. There's lots of different types of aliens. Like there's a lot of different types of cryptids, right? So, you have the grays, you have reptilians, which are considered aliens, right? There's so many that I don't even know. The ones I'm most familiar with and I hear about the most are the grays. But I had one person talk to me one time about a reptilian, and that was pretty creepy. And it was like basically like a human, and the face like shifted into a reptilian and back to human. So, yeah, I definitely agree with you, Trevor. I think they've always been here. Under the ocean is my assumption. That's my assumption of where they live. I don't think they come from space. I think they live under the ocean, or live among us, one of the two. So, but I did want to kind of get back into the second part of that story. So where we left off, this officer's talking about the glass and like the fogginess about it. Let me make sure I'm on the right. It's kind of a long. And so again, the reports on this is that these things were 6 to 7 feet tall and walked very slowly. They could turn their head around completely, and it seemed like they could change forms. Like they didn't have any bones and could bend their body in whatever way. No fingers or feet, just arms and legs. And that was a tweet from a self-proclaimed eyewitness. And eventually some of these guys who were eyewitnesses, they just quit talking. And, there's a lot of cases and incidents where there may be eyewitnesses, but they just stop talking. And is that because maybe somebody visits them from the government, Men in Black, different things that kind of scare them off from talking? He also said they could also seemingly teleport. They weren't walking around normally, but instead disappearing and then quickly reappearing somewhere else. This allowed them to walk through some of the glass displays in the mall and through walls. You couldn't escape if they wanted to harm you. I'm going to try to get back to where we were on that officer's account, though. Let's see. Trying to get the order back on this story because it's kind of a. Bear with me, guys. And so I think this is the same officer. It's kind of not going in sequential order. I think a part of this account is maybe missing. So we're going to pick up here. And it looks like this is when his superiors told him like he just needed to leave. And because he was asking a lot of questions about the things he had seen. And he says, they told me I was to leave through the east entrance and that I only had this one chance. They told me not to look back and that I was lucky to be given a second chance. One of them pressed a packet into my chest and said, read it, sign it, and destroy it. I told them that there would be follow-ups from my superiors shortly. I didn't argue with them this time. They walked me past at least 20 people who looked dead on their feet, except they were standing. One guy's eyes were bleeding down his cheeks. Another was biting the edge of his own hand, hard enough to tear. Not one of them looked away from the centers of the mall. When I passed the food court, I saw a girl sitting cross-legged on the table, maybe 10 years old, no shoes, just humming to herself. There was blood on her face, but I don't know if it was hers or not. She was holding something in her lap, but I couldn't fully make out what it was. Whatever it was also covered in blood. I got outside and threw up behind a squad car. Everything in my body was shaking, like I was coming down from something or about to go into shock. I tried to radio in again, but it was a dead channel. Just that constant high whine under the static again. I pressed the panic code twice, nothing happened. The air outside didn't feel right either. I heard footsteps behind me and turned fast. It was one of the men in black, coats again, probably to make sure I got out of there and quickly. I asked what was actually happening, but he would not give me an answer. More unmarked vans were starting to roll up. They were matte black with no plates on them that I could see. One of them hissed. A handful of people in hazmat suits started filing out. Some of them had what looked like Geiger counters. Others were carrying what I thought were defibrillators, but larger, bulkier, with cables that looked more like restraints. I asked where EMS was. He said there were no injuries. I said, there are bodies in there. He looked at me and said again, there were no injuries. He told me he forgot about something and that I needed to take it right now. He handed me a small sealed foil packet. Dissolve under your tongue now. He stepped closer to me when I gave him a puzzled look. He said, you've been inside. You're contaminated. This will stabilize you. I said, stabilize me for what? He just repeated, now. I did it. I tore it open and let the strip dissolve under my tongue. It tasted like copper and dirt. A wave of nausea hit me almost instantly, then it passed, and then everything felt fine. You feel a little disconnected, he said. That's good. That's the filter setting in. I asked what the hell he was talking about. He spouted some nonsense jargon at me, but I didn't understand it all, and I can't recall now. My head was becoming light and fuzzy, something like an amniotic bleed and outside of your perception, but I could be recalling wrong. When I gave him a blank stare, he told me, "Keep moving and get out of my sight." I looked back at the mall. Lights were going out one by one. More vans pulled in. One of them had cages in the back. I don't remember getting home at all. I must have driven, but I can't really remember. Honestly, a lot of my memories from that day are really hazy, and it's a miracle I can remember what I can. Even though I can remember the events, they almost feel not real in my head, like my mind is rejecting them somehow. I forget what it's called, but it's like some people can visualize full images in place, and some people can only see it partially. Then the really lucky ones can't visualize anything in their head at all. Usually when recalling a memory, I'm really good at this and can see a full picture, like a full HD snapshot of the memory. With this one, I can barely remember it at all. So I think the part that's missing from this that when we first got back into it, he gets into the mall, and then lots of cops there and everything, and I guess the men in black coats essentially show up in droves, like in vans, and they start kind of taking over the scene, and that's who's telling him to leave. And I guess they give him this pill to take because he's been contaminated. So it's definitely interesting. Yeah, I appreciate that, Figgy. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We appreciate the likes. We're getting really close to 1,000 subs, and we need to get there. And then we can actually start opening up and doing more things. That's kind of part of YouTube's mark to make sure that you're a channel that stays consistent. When you get to 1,000 subscribers, you can open up member portals. We have a little bit more things we can do as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of folks who have missing time when it comes to any kind of alien encounter, UFO encounter. And so Sophia says we have potentially habitable exoplanets in the universe, so high probability of life existing out there. Yeah, I'm not saying that's not possible too. There's definitely a lot of different planets that we don't even know about. I'm just catching up on some of this chat. Let's see. Big Shooter, how are you? Says Project Bluebeam, which we were talking about earlier, is to divert attention away from the takeover of our country. However, I think the alien reptilian stuff could be real. Yeah, no, I do believe it's real too. I think it's a combination of things. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different demons and stuff. That's wild. I've also seen a lot of paranormal stuff, never aliens or anything like that, though. Robert, appreciate you being here with us as well. Emma, how are you doing? I appreciate you jumping in and hanging out with us tonight. Skidder says, I don't recall any Men in Black, but I was visited by a hovering, unmarked black chopper full of military types in black tactical gear. They stared me down a while and then left. And I do remember you telling the story, Skidder. It's almost like they were trying to intimidate you. That's pretty wild, though. So I'm going to show you guys another video, and then we're going to open up for some calls. We do call-in shows, so I'll put the number on the screen shortly. You guys call in, share your encounter. It can be any encounter with aliens, UFOs. We'd love to hear it. Anything paranormal, we'd love to hear encounters. And actually, call-ins are one of my most favorite parts of the show, and I think a lot of you guys as well. So, but I want to show you guys just some more videos I pulled in relation to this. This one's a little bit longer, and you guys tell me what you think. Is this real or fake? So I don't know that that's like an actual real video from the mall, but the way that you see kind of the interdimensional beings, that's what they described as these things is they could shapeshift. They didn't really walk. They would teleport, like disappear and reappear. It's definitely interesting. So, hey, Casey, how are you doing? Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Hope everything's going well for you. Yeah, it definitely could be real. It's definitely hard to tell on that. That's exactly what happens at the mall. Ball of light inside the mall. Figgy, were you there? Or you just have you kind of know, you remember about this whole event? Yeah, there's been reports of I think even like Bigfoot like gliding when they walk, right? So I do want to get into a couple eyewitness accounts really quick, and then we can we'll listen to a couple eyewitness accounts. This is a guy who is sharing this, so we'll listen to a few of these, and you guys tell me what you think.
All right, by now, you probably heard of the Bayside incident in Miami at the mall with over 75 police cars. If you haven't, here it is. So the official narrative was it was a bunch of kids down there fighting with sticks and fireworks. So you called out 75 police cars for that? That's the narrative. But there's testimonies from people that were actually in the mall. And this is what they saw.
Alright, so I had to come in my basement and film this. This shit is so crazy. I'm posting this, and I want y'all to repost, save this video, post it on other platforms before it gets taken down. Because I want to clear up some of this misinformation about the Bayside Mall incident that happened. So me and my girl was in town, and we were shopping at the mall, and we noticed a lot of kids there. It wasn't a real big deal at first until they got to arguing and shoving, and then like weapons got brought in, and they started fighting, running all over the mall, chaos just all over the place. So we thought we heard gunshots, but it turns out that that was actually fireworks. But either way, that caused everybody to start rushing for the doors. People was leaving stuff behind. I mean, just dragging their kids. It was just complete fucking chaos, man. Anyway, so as we running, we look back and we noticed some weird shapes taller than me. I'm 6'2", shadowy, dark, solid shapes. Not human. I promise you, these is not human. I mean, it made the hair stand up on my skin. And shit, we just booked it for the doors after that, man. I can't explain what that was. I can't say that was aliens, but I can say that was not human. It was not human. And they, online, I don't know if they're trying to cover this stuff up, but they saying that it was police officers and somebody, not shadowy figures. It's 2024, man. It's something going on. There's something going on, and they trying to cover it up.
Interesting.
So that's one account. We'll listen to another one in just a little bit, but it's always good to hear like real people giving an account. And so I find the guy to be reasonable. He looks like he's genuine and serious when he's talking. So you guys let me know what you think about that. I am going to go ahead and put the number on the screen and open up for a few calls. You guys call in. Love to hear you share an encounter with everybody. I know everybody enjoys that. So you think it's fake, Trevor? Yeah, I know you're kind of on the boat about this whole thing being fake. And like I said, I'm 50-50 on it, man. In my hat of conspiracies of all things, I don't rank this at the top, but I do think that it's interesting. When people come out and share their encounters and stuff like that guy. And I've got another one too, and I think the other one's a little bit more convincing. And so we'll watch that later, and you guys tell me what you think. Yeah, no, hey, we're all entitled to our opinion. So one of the things about the mall incident is that I guess in 2023, there was kind of the same thing happened. There was a mall fight, a lot of kids rioting, gunshots, fireworks. Lots of cops showed up. And kind of one of the things that people say about this whole thing is that in 2024, it actually never happened, and that they took the 2023 mall fight and then kind of made a story around it. That's one of the it's one of the things that people say and share, that are wanting to debunk this. And so there's that. And I want to always give you guys kind of the both sides, right? What people say, show you what people that believe it's real say, and then also show you what people who don't believe it's real say. And so you can inform your own opinion on it. My friend in Idaho saw a Bigfoot-sized black shape in a broad daylight, like an outline of one, no visible features. Skidder, is that the one in the rain? Well, it wasn't even raining. The one you sent me a picture of a while back? Hey, Robbie, how are you doing? So, like I said, guys, the phone lines opened up. You guys call in. We'd love to have you share a story with us of an encounter you've had. Figgy, I think you said you were going to call in. Skidder, call in. Trevor, we'd love to have you call in too, man. Give us your perspective. Let's see here. I'm getting a call from somebody, so let's see who this is. Hey, thanks for calling on the show.
Hey, it's Multi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to call in and see if what you want to talk about. I've seen paranormal stuff, and also seen some UFO stuff.
Yeah. Hey, no, share any and all of the above. We'd love to hear it.
Okay. As a kid, I saw. My parents told me I walked down the stairs in my sleep and told them I was hit by a car. And they told me, "That's nice, dear. Go ahead and go back to sleep." I used to have a lot of experiences like that. But I wonder sometimes if I'm not experiencing, what is it called? The old hag syndrome. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about.
Because I've woken up, sleep paralyzed a number of times with, like, oh my God, Freddy Krueger's on top of me. So I don't trust all the childhood experiences. Yeah,
the sleep paralysis is terrifying. There's actually, I don't think he's in here tonight, but a guy, Eduardo, is in here a lot. He's talked about it a few times, and so that's I've never had that happen either, sleep paralysis, but I know it can be terrifying for sure.
Yeah, but let me jump forward to that. That only happened a few times in my childhood. When I got to college, we used to go party at Blue Mesa Reservoir in Colorado. It's very remote, and there would be a lot of us, and we would see the strangest things in the sky.
This was in remote Colorado, you said?
Yeah. Probably about 3 or 4 hours from any city. So the sky was crystal clear. And someone said, "Hey, what's that?" And everybody looked up, and there's like a tic-tac going in one direction, stops on a dime, and changes direction, and another one starts to follow it. So it was really, what the heck is going on?
No, that's wild. So when you saw it, I mean, did you get a pretty good look at it, or was it moving too fast? Or
it was moving extremely fast. I mean, for the vastness of the sky above us, I can't even estimate the miles, but it was whatever it was had to be very, very high in the sky, but still before the stars.
Man. Yeah, those encounters, a lot of times with those, it's either really quick, or I've heard some where people kind of get tormented by UFOs and things following them, shining lights on them and stuff like that. So I think it's fortunate that you didn't see it for too long, right?
Yep. The other 3 times I saw was when I used to walk home to work in the nighttime. It was like about 4 blocks, but like 3 nights in a row, I saw. First night was 2 triangular craft above the nearest mountain. Second night, I saw one right above me, and third night, I saw one racing across the sky.
Man.
No, I haven't seen anything like that. I mean, in like, God, how many years is it? 30 years, but that was pretty amazing.
No, that is, just seeing anything like that's pretty amazing. And I think for me, it's maybe I don't look up enough, Sorry, somebody was just calling. I think it said Jeremy. We'll as soon as this call's over. Oh no,
That's
we're
fine.
good. No, we're good. He's not calling now. I just was telling him, so if he's listening, he can call back when we're done with this call. So I don't want to rush you. I kind of wanted to hear you mention too. You had some paranormal stuff.
Oh yeah. Geez. I remember running upstairs when I was about 4 years old to get a game for my cousins. I saw some. I don't know what kind of figure it was. It looked, as I think about it, it looked like a puppet figure, but that might have been my child mind. But peeking around the corner of my bedroom door, and I just ran. I ran downstairs so fast.
That's terrifying. Yeah, I would have ran too. Seeing something peeking around a door at you. Man, yeah, that's terrifying. This is all you said kind of when you were younger?
Yeah. Like all the paranormal stuff was when I was younger. Well, I mean the seeing things.
Yeah. And I appreciate you sharing that with us. And like I said, I put the email up, and I don't know if you saw it earlier. I think Franklin shared it. You should definitely email me, and let's talk more. And if you're interested in doing a pre-recorded episode with us, we'd love to talk to you more about that as well.
Cool.
So I appreciate you hanging out in the chat with us, and hope you stick around. We got a lot more to go. So
Right on. I appreciate talking to you.
yeah, I appreciate the call. I hope you have a good evening, and I'm sure we'll see you back in the chat.
Definitely. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye. That's awesome. Multa, I think this is the first time I've seen him in here in the chat group, and so for him to call in, that's awesome. We love it when people get in and call in, and so we're getting another call. Jeremy, I think you called earlier. Call back. I got another call we'll take, and then we'll get you in line next. Hey, this is Cody.
Cody, it's Figgy.
Figgy, how are you?
Great. Let me turn this down. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, great. I'm just putting the tablet volume down so it doesn't create the echo. So you hear me good, right?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Now, I see that your main subject today is the Florida Mall aliens. Well, happens to be that I was in that area when that happened. That was in 2004. See, I live here in Arkansas, but I get to meet with my family once a year down in Florida, and then we go places all over the United States. So in 2003 to 2004, I I arrived in Florida. We went traveling, and we came back in January 1st, 2004. And I'm outside unloading the vehicle with my cousin. Meanwhile, my other cousins are doing whatever they want to do in the house. So I'm listening to this buzzing going on. It's like a zoom, 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 zoom constantly. And I'm looking and I couldn't figure it out what it was. So I told my cousin, hey, Freddie, you hear that buzzing thing? That you? That's your cell phone? And he says, no, it's not me. But do you hear the buzzing? And he was like, yeah. So we started looking for the buzzing. I am looking, I'm in the front and he's in the back. I step outside out of the garage because we are in a 2-car garage unloading the minivan because, like I told you, we were, cleaning the minivan because we went all over, the states and we have to clean the minivan, period. So as I'm hearing this buzzing, I step aside and suddenly I look up to the sky. It was nighttime. I'm telling you, it was my time. I was in Orlando, Florida, right beside the airport. Meaning, like, I can see when the airport land and when the airplane land and when the airplanes take off. I can count them because I can see them come in. So anyways, the deal is that I'm to the sky and there's 8 UFOs. 8. And this is not 8 o'clock. This is like, let's call 6:30, 7:30. Okay. I am not that far from the Florida Mall. In the car is 2 hours. But remember, they are in a UFO traveling from the north to the south. They're heading toward Miami Beach, south. So I'm calling my cousin when I saw this. I was like, Freddie, hurry up, look at this. And there was 8 UFOs in pairs, 2 in the front, 2 in the middle, 2 in the back. And they were just cruising, no hurry. That's the reason why when people say about the Florida Mall, friend, I saw them. I got a videotape of them, okay? Because I took my cell phone and I started recording. But I got nervous, because now I'm dealing with something that I've never seen before. Now, granted that since 1974, us, the people from Puerto Rico, we are aware of the alien presence because we have alien problems in Puerto Rico also. They are draining the cattle out of the blood. So we are having problem in the islands since the 1970s. Well, we know what UFOs and alien are. So the deal is that I'm calling my cousin and I'm like, Freddie, come, run, look, what the fuck is that? And he said, oh my God, what's that? And I was like, well, you tell me what? He said, you the owner of the house? He says, man, I've never seen that before. And I was like, those are UFOs, Freddie's. And he said, I don't know. And I was like, look, they are not in a hurry. And besides that, out of many observations, Cody, the number one observation that I can tell you that I noticed, it was that there was not a jet from the Air Force. There was nothing from the government chasing these things out. They were in no freaking hurry. So they are cruising, coming north, going south, which is exactly what the Florida Mall is at. So in the south side, so the deal is that the last one, as I'm looking, I tell my cousin, Freddie, these 2 are going to collide. And my cousin is like, no, they're not. And I was like, yes, they are. They have the same altitude. And they are almost on the same speed. there's an airplane taking off from the Orlando International, and this airplane is already between 3 to 5,000 feet off in the air on takeoff. Completely like the nose is uplifting and it's completely gaining space. And the deal is that that's when I told my cousin, look, they're gonna crash. And my cousin, he just stay, and watch with me how these events are unfolding. Bottom line, man, I'm telling you, I still think about it and it takes my breath away. It was something that I never seen in my life.
Wow.
It's hard for me to just think about it because I am a frequent flyer and I travel. And these people they were so close to collide, to crash into a UFO that they have no idea that was happening. So remember, I'm recording all of this. I got all of what I'm telling you. I got all of this in the videotape. I got it recorded.
Oh,
so
wow.
Oh yeah.
Share that with me, Figgy. You should definitely email that to me. I'd love to see it if you still have it.
Listen, friend, you know how many people are calling me about that freaking video?
I bet there's a few.
The latest people that offer me some money, people from China. They want to buy the freaking video.
Wow.
But listen, that's not a problem, man, because I'm not about the money. Thanks God, I got money, I'm good with that. I'm a business owner. I don't, I'm good. God is blessing me, friend. I am very, very blessed. So the deal is that, check this out. On the process of these two to collide, as I'm telling my cousin, look, they're going to crash. In that same spot, friend, I saw the UFO just like lift up and then just disappear. And I told my cousin, do you see that? He went on top of it, and my cousin was like, yeah, I saw it, but I think he went under the airplane because he's in one spot and I'm in a different spot. So I was like, I don't know. I got it in video, and this looked like it's going to be on top. So I didn't tell nobody about this. We finished doing what we were doing. Drink some beers and talk about UFOs. Then 2 weeks later, I went home and I'm at the Dallas airport. And that's when I hear for the first time what happened at the Florida Mall from the ladies, Canada cryptids. Miss Leslie is talking about it. And I'm like, wait a second, that's the same night that we were out cycling in the minivan. And when I started looking into it, I was like, oh my God, this is the one that they just has right on top of us in the house. And friend, it was an experience that when I got home, I was like in shock, like for 3-4 days. I was scared. I went through the whole motions, but now that the government is releasing all these tapes and all this stuff, I'm like, well, now is a good time for me to release my tape and do my thing. But let me tell you something, friend. They did came. I was not the only one. There's other people in Orlando that saw the UFOs just cruising. They were not in a hurry, okay? This thing, they were just in pairs of two, just going from north to south. So when I saw that there was how many aliens were 3 or 2, I was like, that's them, because there was 8 on top of us, on top of the house. When they were going over the house, there was 8 UFOs, the whole armada. So they got 3 in Florida, and I bet they leave some around just to watch their back. You know what I mean? Because I bet they wonder who we are the same way we wonder who are they? You know what I mean? It's the same curiosity. Like, we are wonder about who they are, and they wonder about who we are. It's like a
Absolutely.
common denominator. It's a common denominator that we all have. And the is that when people try to say about the Florida Mall, I was like, I got a video, friend. They were there. Now that the police wanted, that the police want to like uh, cover the situation to not create chaos in the public. Well, that's okay, you know. Knock yourself out. I have a video that I'm telling you that they were there. Half an hour before it happened, they were right on top of us in my house in Orlando, Florida. So
Wow.
it was something that it really happened. And, you know, people can say whatever they want to say. Now, show me the evidence. Because I got evidence. I got mine, baby. You know, I'm ready for
Figgy,
that.
listen, you should consider sharing that with me. I would love to see that. That's awesome.
Yes, it's coming, of course. And you know, also, you know, I believe in God wholeheartedly. You know, after my daddy passed, you know, I've been learning about this, so I know about God, and I'm learning, and I'm getting closer. So I've been praying about this, and friend, when I asked the Lord about these things, He told me, you know, the Holy Spirit told me, look into it, find out what it is. And let me tell you something, friend. I went to find out what the UFOs are, and it's not pretty. Those things are remember, there's 72 of them. Out of them 72, only 32 have come to Earth, according to what the Lieutenant Philip Corso says. They've been contacting Earth since 1942. So in 1974, we sent the Arecibo message. In 1972, we sent the Arecibo message. In 1974, in Puerto Rico, we started seeing cows and goats, you know, bled to death, and people are getting adopted. So this is not something new. These things they've been here. I saw a memo that it says 80,000 years. This thing has been visiting or staying on Earth for 80,000 years. I have the memo because remember, Ronald Reagan was inquiring about it, and same Jimmy Carter. And all those documents, they released them, and you can see them in the Department of Defense website. And I took pictures of the one that it says that they have been visiting us for over 80,000 years. So these things are not the alien, the great ones, the ones that they are kidnapping people. Those types are not from God. Those are the ones that they are evil, and they do a lot of ugly things to humanity and to the animals, and those are the ones that we gotta watch out for. So it's not pretty, senor. It's not pretty.
No, that's wild, and I appreciate you calling in and sharing that. It actually reminded me that there's also some reports, and I didn't get too much into it, but to kind of go along with what you were saying, not only the same night that this happened at the Miami Mall, there was a lot of weird things going on at the Miami International Airport. And so that's, you know, all relatively close to like where you were in Orlando. So it's definitely wild. I don't know what was going on there that evening, but it sounds like it was very interesting to be there at that time.
It was New Year, so everybody was outside partying. You know, everybody was outside doing it. In Florida, it's nothing but party. All the time. They always have a party for whatever. So I'm sensing that these things saw the lights and the people. So they were like, hey, let's go and see what the heck is this. And the people that they got to run, they say that that's exactly how they came in. They came in a ball of light, dropped in a ball of light. The ball of light opened, and three of them came out of it.
Wow.
That they have no hands, and that they have no feet. So, and they were about 9 feet tall. They were horrible and everybody started running. That's what people say, that they looking at them. That's what set off the stampede. The people going crazy, like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Everybody's running for their life. If there was a fire outside, I don't doubt it, but the big pandemonium was caused by this ball of lights coming into the mall, just dropping into the mall from the middle of nowhere. And then from inside of it, 3 beings 9 feet tall came out of it and started walking like, what you gonna do about it? Actually, there's nothing we can do about it anyways. We don't have no, they know they are above us. That's the reason why they are always messing with us, because they are aware. But the only thing that I know that it worked is rebuking in the name of Jesus.
Absolutely.
I used to have the sleep paralysis that you were talking about. I used to have that for many, many years. That sleep paralysis is an evil entity that comes into your dreams and play with your spirit. And they can rape you, they try to kill you, they try to suffocate you, and they play with your spirit and bang you up and down, left and right, and it's horrible. And it's like when you are falling, but you never hit the ground, that kind of experience that you're going to hit the wall, but you never reach the wall.
Yeah.
Or if you fall from a high-rise building and you're going airborne, but you never reach the ground, the same situation those things do to you. And they, I had it for 5 years, maybe more. And suddenly I saw a lady one time. I saw a lady from brujeria and this like black magic. And I asked her, hey, listen, what do you do about these things? And she said, pray. And she gave me a prayer. And she said, and rebuke them. And ever since I started praying, that I was 14, maybe 15 years old. Until I was 21, I was having sleep paralysis. I was a kid, I was a teenager,
Wow.
So that sleep paralysis is another entity, because now, Cody, just picture this. We are humans right now, but when we die, we are spirits. We are just like them. We were spirit first, then human. We are here because we're having a human experience, but we are spirits. We belong to this huge entity that created us.
Absolutely.
We don't belong to ourselves, and we can do whatever we want, or we can do whatever, the good book of the Lord says. I'm not taking chances. I want to see my dad. So I'm doing what the Lord says to do.
Absolutely.
So we are spirits. We are spirits, and then we die, and the flesh die, but the spirit stays awake. The light suck you in. There's a light that pulls you in when you get into these near-death experiences and so forth. Because we are spirits. Before anything, we were spirit first. Human second.
Yeah, I agree with that, Figgy. I really appreciate you calling. I think this is the first time I've ever heard your voice, and I really appreciate you calling into the show and sharing this, and appreciate you always being in the chat and supporting the channel. And I just want you to know that. So I really appreciate you.
Yes, we are children of God, and at the end, these things, it look like it's coming to an end. After the last eclipse, something changed in the atmosphere. But God is in the throne. He is the boss, and we're gonna be all right. No fear, friend. Thank you for letting me talk and tell you what I know, the little bit that I know, that I saw, that I witnessed, that I recorded, that I experienced. So
Yeah.
God bless everybody, no matter what.
No, God bless you, and I appreciate you calling. And like I said, don't forget, please email me that video. I'd love to see that. And yeah, anytime you want to call in and share a story, anytime, call in. We'd love to talk about it.
Sure.
And if you want to do a pre-recorded episode as well, we'd love to have you. I can get you the email address, and if you're willing to go on camera and share that, that would be awesome.
Thank you. Sure, I'll keep in my agenda. No problem. I'm trying to finish some minor details because I did a documentary about it, and I'm almost finished. I'm done with the music, and I keep you guys in touch. It's a promise. It's coming. You guys gonna be on the first people to see what I got, and you're gonna see what I saw.
That's awesome. Well, I hope that does well for you, and we appreciate you, Figgy, and we'll talk to you soon.
You bet. God bless. Have a great night, everybody.
Yeah, God bless you. Thank you.
You bet.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys, that was awesome. That's wild that she was in that area at this time and was around to witness, see these things. That's really awesome. So, Jeremy, if you're still listening, man, call back. Appreciate your patience. He tried calling twice, and it was when other folks were calling. So hopefully he's still in here and he'll be able to call back because we'd love to hear from him as well. So there's a couple of things in the chat I wanted to point out. Robbie made a good point right here. So he says, I've always believed it was aliens. I just wondered if it was on purpose as an introduction or if they just missed their intended location. So there's this theory about this, and I haven't actually checked this. So if it's wrong, I haven't actually checked this. But they say that if you take the coordinates of where this mall sits in Miami and you reverse them, the coordinates take you to Antarctica. And they think maybe there was something there. Jeremy's calling in, so let's take this. Hey, Jeremy, thanks for calling in.
How you doing?
Good. How are you? Thanks for being patient. Sorry.
I'm doing fine. I forgot to tell you, back when I had my video and stuff, shot that video, my daughter remembers Men in Black coming back here, and I have no recall of that.
Really?
Yeah, that was another thing. And my daughter, she can get with us too. She works, but I mean, she can be here too. And all the stuff that happened with my ex-wife and all the lights going out, I don't understand nothing. I really don't. I've seen so many crafts, and I've seen them with people too that are with me.
Wow. So do you like, have you, when your daughter tells you about the Men in Black visiting, do you know the story? I know you don't remember it yourself, but what does she say about it?
I don't remember it myself because of the 3 massive strokes I had after the fact.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I have trouble remembering names and stuff. I'm just still trying to get by.
No, I understand that.
But I've just always wanted to talk and just tell my story. I mean, it's just like,
You still there?
Yeah, I was just listening to the TV.
Oh, I gotcha. No, we need to get together, Jeremy. I know we had texted a few times, but I definitely want to get you on. We need to figure out a time to do that, sit down and do that. And
if I had to travel somewhere like on a bus, I could go somewhere if I had to. I live by myself.
Yeah, and you wouldn't even have to travel. We can actually do it all from your phone or your laptop, which makes it even easier.
I just got my phone, Samsung S25 Ultra.
Yeah, hey, that works too. As long as it's got a camera on it, then we'd be good to go.
Yeah, front and back cameras. But see, I get like at time I was working, I was buying drugs and stuff, and I went back and got some. And up in Lexington, I've got my office plumber guy working on a job, and I always hear helicopters. I just I freak out because of the stuff that's had messed with me. Well, I look out toward Lexington, and there's a couple Blackhawks or something, going across it there. And I was like, oh shit! In my mind, I was like, I hope they don't mess with me because they'd already messed with me before. Well, I'm coming down 68, and I look off to my right just by glance, and there's a freaking helicopter over to my right, same one that was up in Lexington. And I was like, holy shit. And the next thing I know, it turns, comes over where I'm going to turn out, sits down on the edge and just sitting on waiting on me to turn. And I'm like, oh crap, this is bad, because I'm thinking I'm ready for the dope I got in my pills. Well, I turned in, I pulled in the church, and I sat there, and I was like, what the hell is going on? It's hovering above me right now. I was like, what the hell's going on? Oh shit.
Man.
And I've seen it's actually the city here. I was in Flemingsburg when I seen my first UFO, and it was Uh,
Did we lose you there for a minute?
no, I'm just thinking it's been a wild ride for me, man. It really
No,
has.
absolutely. And I appreciate you calling in. I know you shared your story with us kind of about that video. I think it was on the last live we did a few weeks back.
And then he sent me something too about doing something and my phone was lost. I think it was in my daughter's vehicle, so I had to get it back.
Yeah,
I didn't go the last text he sent me or something.
man. Well, I'm gonna let's you got this number, so text me and let's get you scheduled and get you on the show and share your full story so everybody can hear it.
And see, what happens was when I had the 3 massive strokes, sometimes I have trouble remembering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I understand.
I do my best. But it's just wild how everything has turned out. And I think what basically got me on the drugs was me getting all this out of my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I think, man, a lot of people I talk to, over time, they listen to channels like this and other channels and stuff, and they hear encounters by other people and they start remembering things that they had forgotten. And so hopefully a lot of that's going to come back to you. And sounds like a lot of it has. And so
that guy come to visit me from Open Minds, and they was going to pull up a stellarium of where the moon was at and everything on the thing and put it in the thing there. And I guess he made all of his money on the on-moon pharmaceutical sales, and I guess he got busted by the FBI. But you know what's funny is one of the pictures I seen, I knew where it was taken from. It was California, and that was some of the pictures that he had when he was working on that when I was going through Open Minds.
Man, Open Minds, is that like another channel? I guess I'm not
No,
familiar.
it was another channel, but it's closed down. It got shut down.
Oh, okay.
And I think maybe because of the stuff they was investigating, you know what I'm saying? The pictures and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's a bunch of crock, but I mean, it's.
Yeah, that's.
Who am I talking to? You or him?
Huh?
Am I talking to you but him?
No, this is Cody. Strange Conspiracies.
Okay, but that's not Cody on the TV, is it?
No, unless you got me on YouTube.
You're on YouTube. Just talking here, but
Yeah, sorry guys, I just got kicked out. This has been happening more often, and it's not my internet. My internet's pretty solid, so it's pretty interesting.
look, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, but I appreciate it, Jeremy. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna check my internet connection here. It's being weird, and dude, let's get together. Let's get together soon.
My ex-wife and my daughter, they'll talk about all the lights getting shut out on me and all the stuff happened there. And like I said, I had the guy who was head of MUFON call me, and he wanted to know this information about all these people to come get them to visit me. David, whatever his name, and one woman was a cop from Lexington. She came down through that Open Minds for him, and they'd done all that or whatever. And then 2 UK ladies come down and put it on a UK cable channel. And then next thing you know, this guy, he was head of MUFON, David something. He was head of MUFON. And he's like, he starts wanting to ask you questions about these people come see me. And I'm like, he started asking me, well, how tall was he? How big is he? What did he do? I didn't feel comfortable giving that guy his information. I didn't know him from just you on the phone. And he said, we're trying to find out if these people who come to see you was government agents or not.
Man. Yeah, that's weird. When government agents show up, or especially after any kind of encounter.
I don't remember the black men. The black men showed up, and I was there, but I don't remember it absolutely at all.
Man. Well, man, that's wild. And like I said, I definitely want to sit down and get your kind of full story. And I got your video. I've seen it. It's fascinating. I think Franklin shared the link with everybody, and so
I put it on YouTube for everybody to watch because it's a real deal video. It is a real deal video. That's not fake or nothing. It goes out right in front of the moon like that, and then it starts lifting up. And I was just like, and I went inside and printed pictures of the space station out because I thought that's what it was. Well, I eventually called the professor, and I said 4 professors kept me and my wife in their office for probably 2.5 hours to watch that video. They said, first off, they showed me pictures of the space station going across the moon. It's a speck. And you said you only see it for a second, 2.5 seconds. You know, that's all it would. Not kind of floating out in front of the moon and lifting up.
Yeah, that's wild.
But I think after that, they probably know I filmed them because of all the shit that's happened to me, in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because going up there to Bonnie Miller's and they can get there and they can record raw data because they wanted raw data so they know it wasn't fake.
Man. Yeah, that's a wild video. And like I said, maybe Franklin can share the link so people who weren't in the chat last time we talked about this can see it and get eyes on it.
That video?
Yeah, no, I watched it actually that night.
What do you think of that, honestly?
Man.
At first, you think it's a low-flying plane, and you're like, oh, shit, it's not a low-flying plane.
Yeah, that's actually, you're exactly right. That's kind of what I thought at first, was kind of maybe a plane. And then as it progresses, then you're like, okay, this is definitely not a plane. It's pretty odd. It's pretty odd.
You know, I had dial-up, and it's like it was almost like the internet was trying to feed me stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somehow or another. Well, I pulled up a thing, and it was about made planes.
Yeah, I think the TV in your background may be causing some interference a little bit. Some people said maybe there's some interference there.
What's his name? That guy I talked before about? His dad made airplanes or something.
I forget. I remember you telling me about it, but I forget the guy's name.
Anyways, it pulled up a thing, and I was like, wow. I started reading it, and he got done with the project, and he got a plane. He went and rented a plane to fly over to see how big it was. And he said, you know what that object was used for? Mining the moon. What do you think that looks like on my thing? Something that's going to mine the moon.
That's interesting, for sure.
So, shoot.
Man. Well, Jeremy, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you calling in. And, man, get in the chat. We got some other stuff I want to go over too, and I hope you stick around and listen to it. And let's get together. Let's get together this week or this weekend, and let's sit down and get this story out there.
Yeah, now I'm listening to it on the phone.
Oh, but I appreciate you, man. I hope you have a good evening.
What's your name?
It's Cody.
Cody. Nice to meet you, Cody.
Hey, man, it's good meeting you. I look forward to talking to you soon.
I'm just a down-home country boy, and got married, messed that up, and then, but like I said, my daughter is available to the lights that I seen popping off, and my wife. They was in the truck with me.
Wow.
Just wild.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Like I said, Mackenzie didn't tell me we was living back in my trailer, and she didn't tell me, but she said there's wolves outside. I didn't hear her say that. And then Christy and Mackenzie standing over by the window, looking out the window. Christy goes, come over here, my ex-wife. She said, come over here. I go over to the door, and I look out the door, and it's 2 dogs, and they have no hair on them.
Well,
I turned around, and I walked out the back door, and I went down the steps, got real quiet, and I started walking down the sidewalk. And I was getting pretty close to them. I was probably 10 yards away, slow. Next thing you know, they heard me. They both jumped up, turned, and started running the same direction, looking at me all at the same time. But before I got to them, they had weird designs on the side, and I still can't remember what them designs was. They was weird-looking designs. But they run down by the fire pit, and then that's when I seen the black wolf. There was a black wolf, and it had probably 4-inch things hanging off its tail.
dang.
I don't know of any black.
Sorry, guys. My internet connection is strong, it looks like, but I keep dropping. It's weird. And I told Jeremy I have to call him back here because I keep dropping out. So may have been the interference too. But yeah, it's funny is Mystery Box, David, we did a pre-recorded episode just a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about some really good stuff. I hope you guys listened to that one. And as soon as we got off, I mean, everything just shut down. I had to call him on the phone, and it's just weird how things happen. My internet is really actually pretty good. So hopefully you guys can all hear me and we're not cutting out or anything, but yeah, maybe the plug getting pulled, Skidder. That's right. Yep. If you guys can hear me now, though, if you'll put a 1 in the chat so I can make sure that the connection's still good. And I want Mandy to call in and, as well in just a second, but I want to make sure the connection's strong so we don't have anybody miss anything. Good now. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Mandy, if you want to call, we'd love to take your call. Glad you guys can hear. And thanks for being patient with us tonight on we usually don't have this kind of interference, so it just adds to the intrigue of the show. I think it's not intentional. They're interfering. They may be over my house now, just trying to kill the signal over here. So yeah, numbers on. I know Trevor mentioned it quite a few times. There it goes, glitching again. But yeah, definitely the Book of Enoch is pretty interesting. And so I'm interested to hear what Mandy has to say about that. Every time there's a lot of info divulged on channels. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it happens to other channels too, but it really does happen to me. It's kind of weird. So sorry if I'm freezing. Hope you guys can all hear me. So I think I'm getting a call right now. So hey, this is Cody. Thanks for calling the show.
Hey, Cody, it's Mandy.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I saw your comment.
I can see you right here, so you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. So, but I saw your comment about the Book of Enoch, and so what happened this weekend that kind of tied into that?
Well, I'll give you a little background. I've been a paranormal investigator for about 20 years, and so that just covers the whole gamut. And we have a piece of land. It's my family's land. And we go out there. I've had Bigfoot experiences out there. And we go out there most weekends and just see what we can see. And then so last weekend, the Godfather, Martin Groves, said we need to look at all aspects of even the parts of the Bible that were removed and everything like that. So I took out the Book of Enoch, and I haven't read a whole lot from it, but I do know, I do know about it. So I was just sitting on the tailgate of the truck, and when we go out to this place, we call it Hilltop. When we go out there, it is pitch black when there isn't a full moon out or anything like that. Like, you cannot see past your hand in front of your face. It is pitch black out there. So we're surrounded by very thick woods. We're sitting on top of a hill, and there's an old barn that was an old dairy barn once upon a time. And I've been on this land since I was born. And so I feel like if there's anything out there watching me, or they've watched me since I was little and have watched me grow up, and I've had other experiences down the road. We have all together, I would say we have about 290 acres. And down the road is where my grandparents live, and we have more land down there, and I've had other experiences down there too. Well, anyway, okay, so going back to the Book of Enoch. So I'm sitting on the tailgate, and just start reading some passages. Tesla coil. It was just like so electric, and it almost scared me at first because I mean, I've felt like, like energy before in a room. I'm very sensitive to like EMF, just any kind of like extra anything electrical that puts off, too much energy. I can feel it. It kind of makes me a little anxious. Well, this was totally different. It was entire head to toe, like almost numbing electricity. And can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. And well, anyway, so it was just like I felt like a Tesla coil, and then it almost scared me. So I was like, no. There was something in my head said, no, keep reading, because I was like, well, I was thinking, should I stop reading? As I'm still reading, I'm thinking all this in my head, and I was like, should I stop reading? Because this is this very strange feeling. And but no, it was like, to keep reading just to see what happens. And my fiance Brad is sitting behind me. He's sitting up higher in the truck, and so I'm not out there by myself. But so I kept reading. I finished a little bit. I finished one of the passages of it and stopped for a little bit, and then I tried a different, just like reading like just a plain story. It didn't happen. It was just normal, no feeling, just like how you normally feel reading a story to a child. And so then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna try it again. And so I started reading a different passage about the guardians and the watchers and the giants and everything, and the fallen angels and everything, and naming, it names the fallen angels and everything. And it happened the same exact way. Whole body, just Tesla coil energy. It wasn't like, I didn't think it was trying to intimidate me, trying to scare me, or anything like that. It just felt like if whatever it was, full attention was on me. And but I've never felt like intimidated out there. I've never felt like anything wanted to harm me. I did feel like it might have been like, okay, this is cool. You can read this passage, but be careful how you use it, And so just reading from it, it seemed okay. But and then I stopped, and it, the energy stopped. But so I didn't say anything to Brad during it. I just kept reading it. And after it was over, he turns to me and he goes, I didn't really like that feeling. And I was like, well, what did you feel? And, and he said he just felt very uncomfortable, and just really uncomfortable throughout the whole time I was reading it. And I was like, well, this is how I was feeling, So, but yeah, that was what happened out there.
Man, that's wild. And we actually, for a small part of that, we went down for a second. So we missed a little bit, not at the end. It was kind of towards the beginning, but just really quick. So you, I believe Catherine was who mentioned it. I think the part we missed was like, you were on this 290 acres, right? That you guys own. You've been there since you were a child. And, and so you felt like something was watching you, and you were kind of reading the book of Enoch. And so like, I guess, so you're like, kind of like, you say you're a medium to some degree?
I wouldn't say I was a medium. I would just say I'm sensitive to energy, like energy around me. And anywhere we've gone to investigate, if I don't know, we went to one place in Highland Park, and they had like faulty wiring in there, and the energy was just really high from the faulty wiring, and I could feel it, and it's just something like that. Or like, or even a spirit or something, whatever's giving off excessive energy more than normal, I can feel it. And it makes me anxious, kind of, mainly just anxious. But with this, it was just full body Tesla coil energy. Like my face almost felt like it was going to go, like going numb. It was so much energy, and it was unreal. I've never felt anything like that to that extent. And it almost just frightened me at first. But I was like, should I stop or should I keep going? But I didn't feel threatened. I just felt like I didn't feel threatened, but there was definitely something there. But it didn't come out or show itself or anything like that. I've had an experience out there, and I have had a Class A foot out there, and but it only shows. It's never shown itself to anybody else but me. It won't show, it doesn't show itself to Brad, but I think it's getting closer and closer, like getting more comfortable with him. Like I said, I've been on this land since I was born, and I've been out there running around on it forever. And down the road, just like a couple of miles down the road, is where my grandparents' house was, where I lived for a little while when my grandfather was older, and I lived there and took care of him until he passed away. And then I lived there for a little bit after that. Now my brother and his family live there, but we've had all sorts of experiences out there. So like seeing orbs shoot across the pasture on numerous occasions, to my brother seeing a goat man out there. And I've had bangs on the door, multiple times. So it's just an area of high strangeness, I would say.
Yeah.
But it's East Texas.
Did you say
everything's strange around here? But
did you say a goat man? Did I hear that right? Yeah.
He saw it. I didn't see it, but when he was younger, and he's still my brother is a fireman. He's very, I'm a nurse. He's a fireman, and but when he was a little kid, he swears he saw a goat man outside the window at the farm. I never saw it, wild. But he told me, he doesn't really talk about that stuff anymore. Since he's had kids, he's kind of more closed off to it. But my brother was even better at this than I was. He would see stuff all the time. But yeah.
David has a question. He said, is there a creek or a cemetery nearby?
Oh my gosh, is there? There's a bunch. Okay. So there is actually 2 cemeteries on my property, and there's one. Well, there's one on my. Actually, they're right outside my property, but there's 2 of them right there, and then there's a big one right down the road where a lot of my ancestors are buried. And then there is another one a little bit further down the road, kind of between Hilltop and the farm, where some more of my ancestors are buried. And then at my land, there is a major, very famous creek that runs through the land at Hilltop. So, yeah. And if you want to see pictures of it, I have a video of it on my YouTube, so you can go see what it looks like if anybody's interested to see what Hilltop looks like. Yeah. But I do have a video up of there. But it's mostly of the bottom land where there's the beavers built like a little pond down there, and it's gorgeous. My mom calls it Golden Pond, but but it's beautiful. But we have seen tree structures down there. I have videos of that too on my YouTube. Of the tree structures. And then up top, the Hilltop is up top at the hill where the barn is where we usually go. We like it up there better. There's more airflow up there. It gets kind of stuffy down there by the pond, but yeah, we love it out there. And I think this last time we went in at dark. We usually don't go in at dark. It's usually daytime. And we feed the raccoons out there. So the raccoons were waiting on us when we got there. And so we fed the raccoons and put other stuff out for whoever else wants to come eat it. But, and then we were just sitting on the tailgate. And like I said, it was pitch black. And maybe, I don't know if it was just because we came in at dark. It was a different feeling. But it was definitely, Brad said he just felt heavier. It felt different to him going in this time, but I don't know.
That's wild. I know you've, with as many years you've been doing paranormal, I'm sure you got a ton of stories, and we need to get together. I hope you're feeling better and healed up good. And
yeah, thank you.
And let's definitely get together soon and try to do a pre-record show where you share. I'd love to hear more of your paranormal activities and things you've experienced, because that's really what got me into all this, is because I've had experiences like that, and so I find those truly fascinating as well.
Yes, for sure. And I know you asked one time, because you're like, how have you stayed safe all these years? Well, I pray before I go in anywhere. And then I use common sense for most part of it. And then the rest part is just relying on God to keep me safe. So,
absolutely.
And it has worked. It's worked my entire life. So, or at least, my guardian angels have worked overtime on me, but they've done a great job. So,
yeah, you gotta have that, and you gotta have the power of Jesus when you're dealing with stuff like that, because it truly is a spiritual battle. So
yes, definitely. Yep. So I don't bring anything home with me.
Yeah,
unless I want it to come home.
I was young and naive when I did mine, so I didn't know until too late that
Yeah.
that was there was a way to kind of keep them from coming back with you. So yeah, I wish I would have learned that sooner, but I had to learn the hard way, like much in life. So
Oh, don't we all? Yeah.
so but I appreciate you calling, and it's good to talk to you. I know we've chatted a few times on the chat, and so it's good to hear your voice and talk to you. And I look forward to.
It's good to talk to you too. I'm glad that I had to share that with y'all, and I wanted to share it with somebody, because it was just me and Brad to have to share it with, and I don't really have a whole lot of friends who are. I mean, I have my ghost hunting buddies, which a lot of them have kind of moved on and are doing different things now, but I don't have a whole lot of people that I can share all these encounters with and everything. So it's nice to have all of y'all.
Yeah, no, that's great.
All my buddies.
Hey, somebody was asking, what's your YouTube channel? I know you said something about videos and stuff.
Most of them are under my Mandy Texas RN, MandyTexas RN, and then my other one is Fence Line Folklore. But most of the videos are under the Mandy Texas RN. Some of them are under the Fence Line Folklore as well.
Okay. No, that's good to know. Yeah, definitely. You guys make sure you check out Mandy, and I do want to definitely get with you, and we can email or text and figure out a good time that works for you and me both. And I'd love to hear more of your encounters.
Definitely. So looks like you had a great week too. I saw you were killing it with the video this week too. So congratulations.
Yeah, this is probably the channel for a while there. I was like not getting much traction, I feel like, and then it's starting to pick up, and I think we're kind of getting people to see the videos, and so that's great. So
that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
proud of you.
Appreciate you guys too. So all of you in the chat, and Mandy as well, all of you that have helped, and you guys show up every week, so that's awesome.
Yep. Well, thank you, Cody. Any other questions or anything, and I'll let you hop off. And
yeah, no, hey, I appreciate you calling in and sharing that. And like I said, let's get together soon on text or email and get you on the show.
Sounds good. Thank you, Cody. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. That's awesome. So Mandy, she's been in the chat and stuff. You guys have seen her for since we started. I think she found out about me like most of you guys from Josh and Daniel, and so it's cool to have people call in, and Figgy as well. Been here a while, and I've never heard their voice, so it's cool to do that sometimes. So appreciate you guys. So yeah, we had a lot of call-ins tonight. This is great. That's actually my favorite part of the show, is when people call in and share. And so we want to be a space to where you guys can all do that. And we're going to cover a lot of different topics, which you guys know. I can't wait until we can start the members up. We're getting close to being able to do that. and we're going to do some real tinfoil hat stuff. Probably on, once we hit that 1,000 member mark or 1,000 subscriber mark, we're going to do a special episode, and we're going to get the tinfoil hats out for that one. So we're definitely going to have some fun with it. But yeah, I don't know what's up with the internet tonight, but it's just weird how sometimes things you talk about, it seems to bring energies into the room or into the space, and it can really affect things. And so Mystery Box, I put him up there. David's his name. He can attest to that. We were having really good conversation, and it just, everything suddenly just shut down. It was, and it's strictly because of the things that we were talking about, kind of like what happened tonight. And I do believe that 100%. So hope you guys enjoyed hanging out and hanging out tonight. We're going to do some, after party stuff. It's getting kind of late. I know a lot of you guys have to work tomorrow still. So we're going to go ahead and move into the after party where we listen to music. We just chat, talk about whatever. But if you guys want, before we go, if you have time, there's that second Eyewitness account we could listen to. It's about 2 to 3 minutes long. It's up to you guys. We can go to the after party, we can listen to it, but you guys let me know what you want to do. Vincent said he's going to pull out his Hershey Kiss hat. That's awesome. You should do it. Yeah, Faraday box, right? Yeah, David Skidder will call in pretty often. He's got some great stories. We actually did a show with him not too long ago. He shares a good amount of it. You should definitely check that out. Listen to that as well. You did great, Mandy. We appreciate it. Let's move into the after party, guys. So stick around, and we'll see you here shortly in the after party.
Back when I was younger, chasing things unseen, running through the back roads, living in between old abandoned houses, graveyards after 10. Thought I was just hunting ghosts, didn't know what I let in. Flashlights in the tree line, cold against my skin. Something in the silence knew exactly where I'd been. I laughed like it was nothing, said I wasn't scared. But the deeper that I wandered, the more I felt it there. There was something in the shadows, something in my soul. And every step I took at night was taking its toll. I was chasing down the darkness till the darkness followed me. Thought I was looking for the dead, but something else was watching me. When the fear got way too heavy and I fell down to my knees, Jesus walked into that darkness and he let those demons off of me. Yeah, he brought me from the dark into the light, saved my soul that night.
No, I appreciate it, guys. Welcome to the after party. Skidder, you got to tell Daniel to send me that song. He hasn't released that one to me yet. I need to bug him about it some more. I'm sure he will. I just have to bug him some more about it. That's a great song, and I would love to get that and be able to play that for you guys too. Yeah, Amanda, you did great. You did great. So you're natural at it. We appreciate you calling in. Figgy, it was great to hear from you. Jeremy, Multi, everybody who called in, we really appreciate you guys. So yeah, definitely. It's always great when people call in. It really makes it for a better show. So I've got a new song that I got recently. It's a little bit of a different vibe than I normally go with, sort of. You guys listen to it. Let me know what you think about it. It's actually called Signs in the Sky, which I think is fitting for not only what we talked about tonight, but also with, just the world in general. It seems like there's a lot of signs these days. So you guys let me know what you think.
Sirens ringing through the night, city drowning in neon lights. Everybody staring at their phones, while the world feels colder than before. Children dreaming with anxious eyes, people searching for truth in lies. Every headline, every war feels like we've been here before. Something's changing in the air, fear is rising everywhere, but deep inside we all know why. There are signs in the sky tonight, fire in the heavens, red moonlight. People running but they can't hide. The king is coming back alive. Every nation, every tongue, soon we'll know what we've become. The darkness only lasts a while before the sun lights up the sky. Voices saying don't believe, truth is something they conceal, but the noise can't drown the sound of prophecy unfolding now. Rumors of war, the earth shakes again. Nobody knows when it ends, but I can feel it getting
Yeah. So that's a new one. Glad you guys liked it. So, if nothing else, I think that the lyrics on that one are really good. So kind of fitting for the show tonight. So that's the only really new one I've got. But I told you guys it's like my favorite one. So you're going to probably hear it more often than not. This is one that is probably my favorite song, or close to favorite song. And I know a lot of you guys have been around, have heard this one, so we'll give it another listen. It's called Gold in the Streets, and I just have to find out where the heck it went. Here it is.
Yeah. They told me love is peace, but every headline got blood on it. Every flag got a shadow, every saint got a sponsor. Welcome to strange all the love was a lie. Smile on the screen while the truth go die. Hands in the sky, but they still self-fear. Pray for the world, but the war stay near. All the love was a lie. Gold in the temple, but the kids still cry. I seen too much, I can't play it sleep. Truth too loud, it's buried too deep. I was raised where the dark had a sermon. Cold nights, go south side. Soul still searching. They said trust what they feed you. I learned quick. Every clean cut story got a burn script. Every savior got a deal in the back room. Every anthem got a body in a black suit. Every nation say they holy when the cash move. Then they call it peace talks when the maps move. I seen lies dressed up in scripture. Big stage lights, no God in the picture. Everybody screaming truth till it costs something. Then they all go quiet when it touch money. And I ain't saying names, I just follow trails. Read the old files, decode the details. If love run the world, why the children still bleed? Why every answer comes censored on a feed? They don't want smoke, they want silence. They don't want God, they want guidance. They don't want flames, they want giants. They don't want truth, they want compliance. All the love was a lie. Smile on the screen while the truth go die. Hands in the sky, but the war stay near. Pray for the world, but the fear stay here. All the love was a lie. Gold in the temple, but the kids still cry. I seen too much, I can't play asleep. Truth too loud, it's buried too deep. I got crosses in the rear view, static in the dash. Whole world theater, everybody wear a mask. Politicians on parade, billionaires in the rafters. Same old script, just a new disaster. Everybody got a sign, nobody got repentance. Everybody got a mic, nobody got redemption. They tell you who to hate before they show you who got paid. Turn the cameras on the fire, keep the puppets on stage. And my channel ain't a joke, just a one with a beat. Every live stream, another crack in the sheet. Every clip, every file, every shadow I expose. Got me side-eye glances from the wolves and the rose. But I still say Jesus when the room get cold. Still say truth when the story gets sold. Still walk light when the system go black. Cause I know what's real and they can't buy that. I hear the whispers in the wire. I see the angels through the fire. They saw the pain, they called it order. Drew new lines and crossed the borders. Tell me who really profits out the morning. Tell me why every piece comes with a warning. Tell me why the truth always comes distorted. Tell me why the dead never get reported. All the love was a lie. And pretty words, why the innocent die. Hands to the heavens, but the bombs still fall. Who really run it? I've been asking y'all. All the love was a lie. Built on secrets they can't justify. If truth is dead, then why am I awake? If God is real, then the mask gon' break. If they bury the truth, we dig deeper. If they hide in the light, we go darker. Strange conspiracy. You were never supposed to see this.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I know a lot of you guys are jumping off. Appreciate each and every one of you being here. Hey, as a reminder, you guys, if you're anywhere near this area, we'd love to have you. If you can travel in, that'd be great. It's going to be June 5th, starting at 4:30 p.m. It's in Knoxville, Arkansas. It's at Green Door Collectibles is the business name. It's going to be myself. We're going to have Josh, Daniel. All of us are going to be there for a meet and greet. We'd love to have you guys there. I hope, as many of you can make it as possible. It'd be great to meet you, shake your hand, and, just share some stories. And so, a lot of you guys I see weekly in here. And so it'd be really awesome to meet you in person as well. So if you can make it, we'd love to have you there. And you're going to hear about that on all of our channels, especially as it's coming up, which is very soon, just a few weeks. So hopefully you can make it. I don't blame you, Skidder. That's quite a trip, man, where you're at. But if I ever get out your neck of the woods, I'm going to make sure and call you or text you, and definitely have to have coffee with you. So yeah, Figgy, there's a lot of people talking about a lot of things, a lot of stories that line up. It's definitely, you can't just ignore it at this point. Eerie trivia, by the way. U.S. has the highest number of data centers across the world. The current and future of locations of the data centers are on the exact same areas where bones of giants were found. That's very interesting. I know the data centers are a big thing. There's actually a story I was reading, family that lives close to a data center. I can't remember where, but they have no water pressure. Like the water pressure in their house is basically null and void. They showed it, like they turn on their faucets, and so those things are really bad for a lot of different reasons. But it's definitely interesting. And how do you go up against something like that? It's like a huge giant of a corporation. Appreciate that, Jeremy. Bless you. God bless you, Figgy. And we really appreciate you sharing tonight. Mandy, Multi, everybody. So yeah, we appreciate it. David, appreciate you hanging out, man. We need to get together. Hopefully we'll see you at the meet and greet. I know you're not super far from where it's going to be, so love to see you if you can make it out there. And guys, I am traveling next week. I'm actually going to be in Florida next week. I might be able to I probably won't do like a traditional live show, but it'd be cool to jump on and do maybe a small live. So it may not be on a Wednesday, so just keep your notifications on, guys. I'm going to try to, if nothing else, jump on and share some stuff with you at some point next week. We're still going to have our normal Friday episodes, but just so you guys know, if you're like, where's Cody at next week? I hate missing. I was off last week, and then next week I'll be on a vacation. But after that, I plan to be pretty consistent on Wednesday nights. So really appreciate you guys. And so I'm going to do one more song, and then we're going to get out of here. It's getting late. I know it's pushing 10:30 where I'm at Central Time. So it's about my bedtime. So I got to get up at like 4 a.m. So what do you guys want to hear? We can do some rock. We can do some kind of 80s themed music. We have country themed. I've got that song that I think most of you guys have heard it. Actually, it's one that kind of explains my paranormal activity I had when I was younger, and kind of the things I dealt with in that. So yeah, Wednesday's my, good day for me. I'm glad you guys all can make it on Wednesdays too. So, you guys have any preference for our last song? If not, I'm going to pick one, and I've got starting to get a longer list of songs, so I have more options, but let's see. Try to find one that maybe you guys haven't heard as often. Yeah, this is a song I think you guys will like. Let's listen to this one.
Back when I was younger, chasing things unseen, running through the back roads, living in between old abandoned houses, graveyards after 10. Thought I was just hunting ghosts, didn't know what I let in. Flashlights in the tree line, cold against my skin. Something in the silence knew exactly where I'd been. I laughed like it was nothing, said I wasn't scared, but the deeper that I wandered, the more I felt it there. There was something in the shadows, something in my soul, and every step I took at night was taking its toll. soul that night. I can still remember how the air began to change. Heavy in my chest like I was standing in a flame. Every room felt colder, every dream turned black. And every time I closed my eyes, something kept coming back. Started seeing evil where I used to see a thrill. Something I invited in was hanging with me still. Couldn't outrun the feeling, couldn't drown it out. Till I called the name of Jesus and the fear came spilling out. 'Cause there's power in the shadows, but greater in his name. And everything that haunted me couldn't stand to stay. I was chasing down the darkness till the darkness followed me. Thought I was looking for the dead, but something else was watching me. When the fear got way too heavy and I fell down to my knees, Jesus walked into that darkness and he led those demons off of me. Yeah, he brought me from the dark into the light, saved my soul that night. I've seen what hides in empty places. I feel what lives where fear still waits. But I've seen chains break in a moment when heaven steps into your pain. No grave, no ghost, no devil's whisper, no night can't steal what he redeemed. 'Cause once you felt the hand of Jesus, you know what freedom really means. I was chasing down the darkness till the darkness followed me. Thought I was looking for the dead, but hell itself came close to me. When the fear got way too heavy and I fell down to my knees, Jesus walked into that darkness and he took those demons off of me. Yeah, he called me out of the dark into the light, and he changed my life that night. Now I don't go looking for shadows. I know what awaits out there. 'Cause I've seen evil face to face, and I've seen Jesus standing there.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys like that song. That's actually one of my top favorite songs as well. So I appreciate the support, guys. Mandy, you said something before we go. I don't know what a shofar is. You're gonna have to tell me. I have no idea what that is. So you're gonna have to explain that one to me. Allison, good night. We appreciate you being here and hanging out with us, and each and every one of you guys. So. Man, if you're still here, explain the I'll Google it. Okay, I'll Google it. Yeah. I had pulled up a picture too earlier. I think it was Sophia. She's gone now, of Hatman, what Hatman looks like. So I'm going to keep that on the next one. I'll show that so she can see it, because she was asking about that much earlier in the show. Yeah, I'm going to Google the shofar. But guys, before we close out tonight, I wanted to just let you know I'm going to close out with a prayer, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. And I said that a lot, but I really do. This is all just, honestly, it's like a hobby for me. It's something I enjoy doing. And so it's awesome when, the subscribers go up and the numbers go up, and, that's great. But the best part about it is just seeing you guys here, week in, week out, see your comments on the channel. So, just can't express enough how much I appreciate that. So wouldn't want to do it if I didn't have, you guys around. So it's a horn. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll Google it. I have a better understanding now, though. I don't think I've heard the term shofar. So I'm definitely have to look into that. But I'm going to go ahead and close this out, guys. with a prayer. And so, Heavenly Father, as we end tonight's stream, I just want to lift up every person watching right now, no matter what they're facing: fear, stress, anxiety, uncertainty, loneliness, financial struggles, health battles, or spiritual confusion. I pray you would surround them with your peace. Lord, we live in a world filled with noise, chaos, deception, and fear. But your word says that you are not the author of confusion. You are our refuge, our strength, and our hope in difficult times. I pray over everyone listening tonight. Give them peace in their homes, protection over their families, wisdom in their decisions, strength for the battles that nobody else sees, and rest for minds that have been overwhelmed. As we move into this weekend and the week ahead, open doors that need to open, close doors that need to close, and guide every step they take. Help us stay grounded in truth, faith, and love, no matter how dark the world may seem around us. If anyone listening feels lost or hopeless tonight, remind them they are not alone. Remind them that you see them, you know them, and you have a purpose for their life. We pray for protection over our children, our communities, and our hearts. Give us discernment in confusing times and courage to keep moving forward. In Jesus' name we pray this. Amen. Amen, guys. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the show tonight, and look forward to seeing you all next week. Make sure you check out the show on Friday as well. So you guys have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next time. And we can't end the show without saying, guys, stay rude, stay weird, and stay alive. We'll see you guys next time on Strange Conspiracies. Good night.
Back when I was younger, chasing things unseen, running through the back roads, living in between old abandoned houses, graveyards after 10. Thought I was just hunting ghosts, didn't know what I let in. Flashlights in the tree line, cold against my skin. Something in the silence knew exactly where I'd been. I laughed like it was nothing, said I wasn't scared. But the deeper that I wandered, the more I felt it there. There was something in the shadows, something in my soul. And every step I took at night was taking its toll. I was chasing down the darkness till the darkness followed me. Thought I was looking for the dead, but something else was watching me. When the fear got way too heavy and I fell down to my knees, Jesus walked into that darkness and he let those demons off of me. Yeah, he brought me from the dark into the light, saved my soul that night.